A very good day to my friends and doctors. My name is Pak Cha Eun with matrix number J1780007. Today I'm here to tell you how a towel is being produced in the factory.
Do you believe that a big towel is actually start with a thin and tiny yarn? So, do you wonder what is the yarn made from? The yarn is made up of a plant named Gossypium genus, or it is generally known as cotton. The raw cotton bud is collected and undergone the carding, combining, spinning, and twisting processes. Each of the process is to further purifying the raw cotton bud, and the different purposes are stated now as shown. Then, why the towel are different colors from cotton? The answer is the dyeing process. And then continue with the weaving process, or the pure white towel is dyed with different colors.
Today I want to talk about straw, a plastic straw. A straw is made up of three raw materials, which are polypropylene, colorant, and additive. Polypropylene is a resin made by polymerization of propylene gas. When the gas molecules are combined together, they will form into solid plastic material. Next, colorant gives the straw an aesthetically pleasing appearance. And last but not least, additive. They control the physical properties of the finished straw. For example, plasticizers improve the flexibility of the polypropylene. There are two manufacturing processes of straw, which are plastic compounding and straw extrusion. For plastic compounding, the raw materials will be mixed into the hopper of an extrusion compounder that mix, melt, and form bits of the blended plastic. The raw materials will be melted as they travel down of the barrel of the extruder. The molten plastic mixture is squeezed out through a series of small holes at the other end of the extruder. The one compounding method ejects the strand into the cooling water, where a series of rotating knives cut them into the short pellets. And the last step is the pellets will be collected, dry, and may be blended with other additives before packaging. For next process is the straw extrusion. The previous pellets will be transferred to second extrusion model that produce a hollow tube shape. The pellets are dumped in hopper on one end of the machine and are forced through a long channel by a screw mechanism. As the screw rotates, the resin will move down the barrel and melt and becoming more flowable. A puller maintaining the shape of the straw as it moves through the rest of the manufacturing process. And the last step is, after cooling, the long hollow tube can now be cut to make individual drinking straws. So, how can the straw give impact to the environment? The most negative effect of straw that can give to the environment is the plastic pollution. As we can see, straws are made of polypropylene. It is a material that is not easily recycled and degrades slowly. When humans throw the straw, they will end up in the waterways and ocean. When the plastic straw enter the ocean, they will break down into the microplastic. These harmful small pieces will be consumed by the birds and marine wildlife, not knowing that the straw can give a threat to them. So how to overcome the problem? The first step is, in order to reduce the plastic pollution, try to use reusable stainless steel, glass, or biodegradable paper as alternative to the plastic straw. Next, try to take part in clean up the ocean, beach, and forest. That's all from me. Bye.
My name is Nur Ani Shafira binti Abdul Wah, and my metric number is J70A0029. So my product test is a smartphone. Smartphone is a mobile phone that have the same functionalities like a computer, especially laptop. In this era of the technologies, there are a lot of the company who are manufacturing not only mobile or phone cells or cell phones, but even trying to put their all expertise in manufacturing of smartphones. And every companies have a different technologies from each other and trying to be the number of one in a telecommunication field. And some of the main smartphone that we already know manufacturing process are Apple, Nokia, Samsung, HTC, and others. As we know that technology is getting really advanced today, and it is becoming an essential part of our life. And there has been also a great and very vast era of the evolutions of the mobile phones, from simple to a bigger mobile phones, which we are able to send and receive calls and send and receive the text message only. And the smartphones are more likely to be the handheld computer for configuring the daily schedule, saving large documents, for watching movie, listening music, using internet, using world side web and video conference, and much more than a human mind can think. So that how smart are our phones when it comes to the impact on the environment? And according to the researchers, it states that inside the smartphones, it contains metals with coal, silver, cobalt, copper, zinc, titanium, and all the essential components of the mobile phones. And with mining of this metal still one of the most intensive uses of heavy fuel oil, contributing massively to the climate change. Has you noticed that the using of the smartphones can affect to our ecology system, such as can increasing the climate change.
Every phase of the production chain is important for national economies by providing urgently needed jobs that earn money for workers. But working conditions and the environmental impact have to be improved.
Life cycle assessment of book. What is book? Book are broadly can be defined as a written document of at least 49 pages that communicate ideas, thought, and information. For manufacturing of book production, you can see from this video. It consists 8 processes, including typesetting, page and mechanical forming, striping, blueprint, plate making, printing, and binding. The first step in book production is typesetting, which increasingly is being done with desktop computer program. With computer, the proper software, and the laser printer, manuscript can be typeset that has the same quality as the produced by traditional typing setting method. Once typeset, the mechanical or camera-ready copy of the manuscript is sent to a printer. This render then photograph the page to produce page negative. Next, these negatives are striped by hand onto large flat sheet known as golden rod, and the golden rods are exposed with ultraviolet light. This results in blueprint, a positive reproduction of the book that is then checked for the accuracy. During the productions of book, pollutant may be emitted into both air and water. Solid waste also can be created during this process. Deforestation could be happen, since we need parts to make a paper to make a book. This book into this e-book. Why you need e-book rather than books? First, typical reader can hold 1,500 titles on only one device. Second, ebooks are more cheaper than a physical book. Third, ebooks are better for environment since there is no ink and paper for printing purpose. Fourth, ebook can be bring anywhere, anytime, and very convenient. Lastly, the lowest long-term environmental impact remains sharing paper books, buying second-hand book, and borrowing book from library. At least you are enjoy your reading, so don't mind is it ebooks or books.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mariam Soleha binti Wan Azmi. My metric number is J1780058. I would like to talk about the topic of toys. Okay, I will highlight 3 main points to tell everyone. Okay, first, the toy manufacturing process. 2, the impact of toys on the environment. Third, how to overcome this issue. Okay, first point, I will tell you the process of the toys. Okay, the starting point is they brainstorming to have a better picture of what toys want to produce. Second, designing a toys. The designer prepares sketch of the toys. They include the size, colors, facial expression, and poses according to the type of toys. It can be a figurine, a doll, or a toy. Okay, the sketch will do in 3D description using a specialized software. After that, the modelers will do sculpting wax model following the 3D description, and after that, they fabricate the molds and it will be used to produce the plastic toys. Okay, third, the manufacturing. After the model is finished, the engineers will determine whether the toys should be produced in just one piece or in many of them. Okay, after the toys producing done, they will be put into the boxes or containers. And the last step is distribution. Okay, for the second point, the impacts of toys on the environment. Okay, all the type of the toys have impact to the environment, whether it's metal, plastic, or wood. Okay, metal toys is made from the mine, which is horrendous to the environment and destroy the entire ecosystem. Okay, for the plastic toys, they emit the toxic chemical into the atmosphere and give harmful to the human health. Third, the wooden toys and puzzle involved in logging. Okay, they will give impact to the reducing biodiversity, reducing soil quality, and weakening the forest ability to handle the stressor like human activity nearby. Okay, the final, how to overcome this issue. Okay, the toys were resold or donated into the second-hand product, and there are some companies they are crafting the environmentally friendly toys. For example, Green Toys, they manufacture a product from the recycled jug milks, yogurt cups, and other types of the recycled plastic. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shafika binti Nordin and I'm from SBT3. The product that I choose for the product cycle assignment is a fan. Firstly, let me briefly explain what is the definition of a fan. A fan is an apparatus with a rotating blade that used for cooling and ventilation purpose. There are several steps that involve in the manufacturing processes of an electric fan, which start from die casting. The next process is the molding. The next process is the cutting and continued by the winding, varnishing, assembling, painting, and lastly is the packaging process. For every step of the process, it will release waste, neither from product, process, or distribution. Electric fan give advantages to human, but at the same time, it also give negative impact to the environment. Some impact that might affect to the environment is increasing the temperature of the surrounding or environment as many electrical appliances have been used. On the other hand, impact during the manufacturing processes, some HFC are released that contribute to the climate change. Other than that, there are also impact in terms of greenhouse emission of gas. Impact that also might occur to the environment is increasing intensity of natural disaster, smoke and also acid rain. These impacts are very dangerous to the environment. Based on study, there are some steps that can be implemented to reduce the energy consumption during the product usage. For example, limit the purchasing of the electrical appliance in a house and also turn off the electrical appliance when not in use. In terms of material that have been used to produce electrical appliance, some suggestion that can be implemented is by using material that can be recycled to reduce the environmental impact.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sayani Batrisha binti Zainal Abidin and my metric number is J17A0105. Now, I would like to talk about the life cycle assessment of eraser. What is eraser? Eraser is a tool that designed to remove marks on the paper. It is usually used to remove pencil, pen and typewriter's marks on paper. Erasers are usually sold in form of block and attached to a pencil. The most important material for production of eraser is rubber. The rubber can be natural or synthetic. A natural rubber can be obtained from latex produced by rubber tree, while the synthetic rubber can be derived from chemical styrene and butadiene. So, how an eraser is processed? To process eraser from natural rubber, the rubber must be dissolved into liquid before it can be mixed with other elements. While for synthetic rubber, it is easier because the rubber can be mixed on the spot with other elements to produce eraser. To make the eraser, the rubber first is mixed with different components like dyes or sulfur to change their functionality and design slightly. After that, the rubber condenses and solidifies as line and are funneled out of nozzle onto a conveyor belt. Finally, once all the additives are completely mixed and non-complete rubber bars are cut nicely. After that, they are heated and finally turned into a usable eraser. So, what is the impact of eraser production to environment? The production of eraser may cause impact to environment such as once the eraser are bounced into shape, remaining water is drained out of them and is dumped, causing harm to many living organisms and habits. So, to overcome this issue, wastewater treatment practice must be used. There are two types of water treatment can be done, which are in-plant control of waste and end-process treatment of wastewater. Some in-plant control measures can be introduced to enable reduction in consumption of water, generation of pollution, and to increase the efficiency of the end of process wastewater treatment.
The life cycle of a raincoat. Every action has a reaction. Everywhere we go and everything we do leaves a mark. This mark can be benign, like leaving footprints in the snow on a winter hike. They can even be beneficial, like making someone smile when you surprise them. But often they can have a wide-reaching negative impact. This is particularly true when talking about our impact as human beings on the natural world around us. Every one of us has an environmental footprint, for example, the raincoat we wear. The life cycle of the raincoat begins with plastic bottles made from PET, also known as polyethylene terephthalate, and its most basic, where PET is a polymer, which is a string of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen molecules that are bonded together. By collecting and recycling these PET bottles to create polyester fabric, it also reduces the dependency on petroleum as a raw material. These collected bottles are broken down and spun into yarn. This process comes with a 32% of carbon dioxide reduction, 60% less energy, and 94% less water than comparable oil-based polymer production. These yarns are then woven into a fabric by a German fabric mill called Sympatex. simple tabs bond the fabric with an innovative membrane to create a fabric that is 100% waterproof, windproof, and breathable, and made from recycled polyester. During manufacturing, 5.92 kg of carbon dioxide are emitted to make the material for the raincoat in size 5 or 6. The raincoat being made by experienced workers along with the use of the technology to tape the seam to ensure the consumer stay dry 100%. Every product will reach the end of its life cycle. The well-worn raincoat can be recycled back by connecting it to a recycling partner who will use the material to be made back into bottles or even better, new fabric. In this way, we close the loop on our production chain and turn our waste back into a resource. The life cycle assessment on the raincoat can be made through several factors. Firstly, the impact of the production and transportation towards the global warming potential, or GWP. It can be assessed through the transportation of raw materials, the energy used for manufacturing, and the packaging of the product. Next is the longevity impact of the raincoat's lifetime, where a single influential parameter can help in improving several environmental impacts. In other words, the longer the raincoats last, the smaller of its annual environmental impact will be. Last but not least, the consumer care also can be one of the factors for this study. This included the preferable washing method and the best way to store them. The producer company could play an important role in educating the customer as to the right amount of care needed to guarantee the product's performance and durability. That's all from me. Now, let's hear what my friend want to talk about her product life cycle here.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurfar Natasha binti Muhammad Faisal with the matric number J17A0083. I would like to talk about the life cycle analysis of yogurt, which is the product I chose in the previous class. In this talk, I would like to talk about three main subtopics, which is the manufacturing process, the impact to the environment, and the suggestion on how to reduce the impact. Yogurt is a fermented milk product which contains bacterial cultures such as Lactobacillus bulgaricus. There is several manufacturing process of yogurt. We start with the initial treatment of milk when it is received from the farm. The good standardization process where the milk composition will be adjusted with its desired fat content and solid content. The yogurt will be pasteurized at 85 degrees Celsius at 30 minutes and it will undergo homogenization to improve the yogurt consistency. It will undergo cooling process and then the process of inoculation of starter culture where 2% of this culture will be placed into the mixture. The yogurt will be then incubated at 42 degrees Celsius to reach 4.5 pH and then it will be undergo cooling process. In this cooling process, additions of flavor of fruits will be added into the yogurt. The yogurt will be packed into small cups and then it will be stored at low temperature places before it will be delivered to the retailer. So there are two impacts from the production of the yogurt, which is the disposal of the packaging material and the acid we produce from the milk of the yogurt. Packaging material includes cardboard and plastic, which is disposed, and it is one of the items that is hardly to be decomposed. Suggestion on reducing these types of waste is by recycling the plastics and cardboard and redesigning a new type of materials that can be environmental friendly and can decompose easily when it is disposed. Acid we produce from the productions of yogurt is very toxic, and when it is disposed in the river mainly, it causes toxic to the aquatic life. This is because it emits the amount of oxygen and makes the fish to get limited amount of oxygen. The way in improving this kind of issue is by using the way that is being disposed into a new beneficial product such as cheese products. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Afifah Aina binti Abdul Rashid. Today, I would like to explain to you about life cycle assessment of lamp. Basically, there are many types of lamp in the market, but today I would like to explain about the manufacturing process of the fluorescent lamp. The main raw material involved in this manufacturing process are filament, lead wire, glass, plastic, and also mercury. This is the manufacturing process of the fluorescent lamp. There are about 13 stages involved in this process. These stages include tip cutting, bending, washing the outside coating, coating dry, baking and cleaning, sealing, triple fusion, exhaust, aging, capping, and lastly, inspection and packaging. There are many waste generated from this manufacturing process. For example, glass waste with and without mercury, waste mercury, either in liquid and vapor phase, waste electronic and plastic components, residue from mercury distillation facility, and also waste from air pollution control system. As we all know, either in the production level or at the consumer level, the most problematic waste is the mercury waste. This is because the waste from the mercury can give negative impact to the human health or to the environment. For example, the waste of the mercury in vapor form can release into the air and affect the human health, whereas the mercury released in the liquid form can contaminate the soil and the groundwater bodies. This is because mercury can damage the human central nervous system and also can cause toxic accumulation in the environment, such as in the water body. So in order to overcome this issue in the life cycle assessment of this product, this is the schematic diagram of the recycling unit of the fluorescent lamp. The fluorescent lamps will undergo several stages in order to separate it for the recycling purposes. The first stage involved in the recycling of the fluorescent lamp unit is feeding of the fluorescent lamp, crushing of the fluorescent lamp, separating or sieving into glass, metal, and also mercury waste. And lastly, the distillation to recover mercury from the phosphorus powder.
Hi everyone, I am Kochusan from SPT3. Cereal product is the product chosen to be discussed in my video. I would like to talk about the manufacturing process, the impact of cereal production on environment, and suggestion to overcome the issues. Here is the process flow about the basic cereal manufacturing process. There are 4 main manufacturing processes in cereal production. First, preparing the grain. Grain is received at the cereal factory, inspected and cleaned. It may be used in the form of whole grains or it may require further processing. Whole grains or partial grains are mixed with flavoring agent, vitamins, mineral, sweeteners, salt and water in a large rotating pressure cooker. The time, temperature and speed of rotation vary with the type of grain being cooked. Next, shaping process. Cooked cereal will left to cool for several hours to stabilize the moisture content of each grain. This process is known as tempering. After tempering, the cooked cereal will convey to shaping process. There are few types of cereal shape will be produced, which are flake cereals, puff cereals, shaded cereals, cereals with special shapes such as circles, letter, alphabets, and granola. After shaping, the cereal may be coated with vitamins, minerals, sweeteners, flavors such as fruit juice, food color, or preservative. Frosting is applied by spraying a thick and hot syrup of sugar on the cereal in a rotating drum. As it cools, the syrup dries into a white layer of frosting. Lastly, packaging. Most cereal must be packaged in airtight, waterproof plastic bags within cardboard boxes to protect them from spoiling. Some cereals, such as shredded wheat, are fairly resistant to damage from moisture. They may be placed directly into cardboard boxes or in cardboard boxes lined with plastic. The plastic bag is formed from moisture-proof plastic and inserted into the box. The cereal fills the bags and the bags is tightly sealed by heat. Next, impacts of cereal production on environment. Grain farming is a significant driver of water pollution, soil erosion, biodiversity loss, and heat trapping emissions. Farmers typically plant corn and wheat in continuous monoculture, but these leaves feel bare and susceptible to erosion and degradation between growing seasons, vulnerable to pests and weeds, and these require large quantities of fertilizer and toxic pesticides. Soil is less able to absorb and hold water and nutrients. Then the whole lot flows downstream and contaminates drinking water and damages the environment. So here is some suggestion to overcome the issues. Soil recovering practice such as cover crops or more diverse crop rotation can make soils more able to absorb and hold carbon, water and nutrients. By rotating oats and other crops with corn and soybean can reduce soil erosion and pollutant runoff while maintaining farmer profits. That's all for me. Thank you.